whom it seems have rendered.
Thank you, Dr. Best.
The Select Committee on Madhouses of 1815 gave the reformers a resounding national platform, and it discredited the older methods of managing the mad as if they were animals. So in that sense, it was probably the most decisive public committee on mental illness of the whole 19th century, indeed possibly the 20th century as well.
Chairman Sir George Rose summed up the committee's findings.
From the evidence we have heard, the committee has determined that the following improvements must be made to the nation's madhouses as a matter of the utmost urgency. Commissioners must be granted powers of licensing, visitation, and closure. Buildings must be both warm and well ventilated, with windows low enough for patients to see out. Accommodation must not be overcrowded, nor keepers ignorant, nor too few. Patients who are dangerous or incontinent must not be mixed with those who are inoffensive and quiet. Restraint must not be used without discretion and extreme cause. It is our opinion that there is not in the country a set of beings more urgently requiring the protection of legislation. We therefore resolve that at the earliest opportunity, the House bring a bill entitled An Act for Regulating Madhouses.
For a time, it seemed as if the retreat and its methods would carry all before it. Visitors from France, Russia and America came to see moral treatment in action and then adopted the approach back home. Samuel Tuke threw himself into the planning of the new county asylums recommended by the Select Committee. At Wakefield, he supervised the design of the West Riding Pauper Lunatic Asylum. But in the official adoption of Tuke's methods, an essential part of Tuke's vision was lost.
As the demand for places grew, the size of institutions moved to 50, 100, 200, and arguments start to develop as to what is the appropriate size for having such an institution. There are economies of scale, there are management methods to be considered, there's the sheer size of the buildings. The size of the institutions just took off, doubled, quadrupled. You had 500 patients in places designed for 200, and the delightful family atmosphere of Tuke's Retreat ended up as the 2,000 to 3,000 bedded museums of madness of the late 19th century. Remorselessly, the system moved from one of active moral management to simple containment.
The new county asylums ran by elaborate rule books. Timetables were set up. A whole array of new disciplinary practices emerged to try to control a mass of 500 or 1,000 paupers who could not come directly under the eye of the superintendent on an hourly basis in the way that had been true in the York Retreat. So in all kinds of ways, moral treatment became routinized, became bastardized, became simplified down into a set of techniques for managing a dissolute and disruptive population, but not at all with a kind of humane and flexible and kindly approach which Tuke had exemplified at his own institution.
Today, the vast asylums built in the 19th century, inspired largely by the York Retreat's example, are closing, and their patients return to the community. The Retreat, however, survives, still a small private institution for Quakers and non-Quakers alike. The York Asylum is now called Bootham Park Hospital. Behind its once locked doors are the offices of the local health trust. A few patients remain. Samuel Tuke died in 1857 and was buried at the Retreat. He founded a dynasty of doctors who specialized in the care of the insane. Charles Best died of tuberculosis in Nice in 1817, 2 years after his fall from grace. Godfrey Higgins died in Doncaster some 20 years later. His obituary in the York Courant said of him, "His exertions will be monuments of his public spirit and perseverance, which many will have reason to be grateful for, long after the present generation shall have passed away."